Welcome, Aquarius, to your end of the month reading for April. Hope you friends are doing great out there. If you friends like this, please like and subscribe. This reading will be for the 23rd through the 30th. Nice. Okay, guys. And before we start, I just want to bring up that my meditation channel is not doing too bad, guys. I got about 8 subscribers now. I did put an outro and with a small trailer and preview at the end of this video, and any other ways to get to this channel, you can look in the description area under this video. It'll show a link there. Just actually click. Okay, so, and if you guys are, into meditation and you go there and find that there's something that you would like to see in meditation, give me a comment, either in this channel or that channel. And the same goes with this channel too, guys. If you feel like there's something that you would like to know, that would be good for a general public, give me a holler here on this channel. I do this channel for you guys, not myself. So see what we can come up with. Maybe we can get some different ideas of what we can talk about. Okay, so okay, guys, let's get started. See what's going on here. You have a hope coming out. Look at that shining star, the same as the star card. So it is telling me you're shining bright. You have hope. There's a lot of hope and creativity going around you at the end of the month. We do have that solar eclipse coming out on the 27th. So it feels like the energy is shifting. It's shifting for a lot of people. It's taking away all those negative vibes and putting in a lot of positive energy as we're releasing one to gain a new. So very nice. Let's see. Let's go, guys. Oh my gosh, fulfillment of wishes with the power. There's that power coming with that courage, coming with that hope. Now we see that power. That's the empowering part of that hope that's really going to make you shine. You definitely are going to be the queen and the king at the end of the month. That's for sure. Really feeling that that pull and shift over there. You have the patience and planning also coming out. So anything that you're patiently planning feels like it's going to be pulled together through this power and looking like it has a very good, hopeful outcome, and you're going to be able to feel that shift coming towards you for whatever it is you're patiently planning with the fulfillment of wishes. Wow. So let's see, underneath the fulfillment of wishes was conflict and defeat. There could have been something at one time that you felt like this was kind of defeating me. I didn't feel as hopeful, but now I'm feeling this shift and I'm feeling way more powerful. The obstacles are, wow. The struggles and the obstacles and challenges of this situation are now falling away. And, like I said, with the solar eclipse coming, you're going to feel that tug and pull between maybe even the two energies. One feeling like, yeah, everything was a little hopeless, but now everything, for some reason, I woke up today and everything looks a little brighter and really shining. So if you did feel like somebody was deceiving you, or this whole situation was a little bit of a deceit, maybe it was even a rose-colored glasses situation, you can actually pull that and say, you know what, it's not a rose-colored glasses situation. It just needed to have more strength. It needed to have more energy to it to be able to find firm foundations for the situation. So it does feel like maybe you felt like maybe you were deceiving yourself, or and became defeating, and became more of an obstacle than, actually having this come together. But now you feel like you can choose wisely. There's a lot of decisions that can be made about this situation as you're watching them materialize before your eyes. So this is actually, this choosing wisely is because there's going to be so many more movement, choices, decisions that can actually be made. It's not just some fantasy anymore. Now you're actually watching this come to reality. Wow. Wow. And there it is, spiritual union. So if you felt also too that this could have been a love situation that seemed like it was defeating you, and maybe they're wearing rose-colored glasses, it could be the situation to where now everything is more in color instead of just rosy, right? Right. Now it's definitely not just black and white, but definitely coming to color, as they would say, because you see this outcome of where it's finally becoming reality. Sometimes, you know, it's like we fantasize and we look at things and we dream about things and we think, well, maybe it could do this and that. But then it starts defeating you because you don't see it. So you start thinking, well, maybe it was just more of a fantasy. Then something kind of pops in and says, you know what, maybe if I do this and do that, I can put more strength behind the situation to make the situation blossom. And that's exactly what you're doing. So it did feel like it was a stalled situation to get to your fulfillment of wishes. For some of you, it feels like this person that you're with, it seemed more like a kind of a fantasy to actually get them to go into the area of what you're in and where you want to go, because it seems like they're kind of far away, right? And, you know, being a freedom-loving sign, you see a lot of freedom, you see a lot of hope, but then when others don't want to follow in suit, whether it be in a job, a career, a love, then it starts kind of like, well, maybe it was just a fantasy. Maybe it wasn't real. Then all of a sudden they start following in suit. Yeah, because it felt like there was some kind of tower. It was just becoming so overwhelming that it was weakening down the situation. So I could also see that the dream was kind of fading away because there was no hope, you know, to get to where you needed to be. But it feels like, you know, I'm not going to escape the patience and planning. And now you're just figuring, you know what, I can take it and I can look at it from a different perspective. Oh. So now you're going to have this ability at the end of the month to look at this from a different perspective without having to feel like it's something that's going to be completely a loss. Right? Yeah, there it is. The fear of thinking that it's all going to crumble. The fear of thinking it's not going to go in the right way. The fear of thinking it's never going to come together however it is, right? Because we have the coming together. So if you don't feel like it's going to unite, or you two are not going to unite in the way you want to unite, all of that is done and over with. It's like a learning situation. And you're going to be watching it and kind of learning from the mistakes or from the old patterns or however it is, and trying to learn to see, well, what was it that I didn't do? Maybe I didn't do this or I didn't do that. So kind of watching it and observing the situation, and also watching it fall away as you're watching it become reality, right? So there is going to be some kind of revelation over here that you're going to say, the deception and the envy of this situation is actually just the, like I said, the rose-colored glasses type of scenario. You're going to have this realization and this revelation that, you know, through watching and studying things, I can actually watch this grow. And maybe it's watching and studying another person. Maybe they had some kind of toxic behavior that you didn't think you could get through. And now you're realizing how to do so. So it's almost like you had the missing link, my friends, to the situation, but it was overwhelming to the point to I don't know what to do. And now that changes everything. And now you're going to move moderately as you're choosing wisely through this situation and finding that this now is the perfect timing to actually watch this fall together instead of apart, right? So, yeah. And there's going to be some extra responsibilities and some extra things you're going to have to do to actually get this way. If you're dealing with another person, you might actually, through the observing and watching of their behavior, you might kind of have to kind of take their sword away and say, well, because, you know, you're kind of making this fall apart, you know, through the choices and decisions. It depends on the person, right? If that's your story. But otherwise, it's taking on those extra responsibilities and those extra actions to make sure that you're in control of the swords. I think that for some of you, whoever you're dealing with, maybe they were wearing rose-colored glasses and you feel like they were getting a little out there and kind of not really coming together on the same ideas, maybe the same universe as you. And you guys had these like kind of plans together, but they're kind of like way out there. And yours is over here, but you can't, you know what I mean? It's like you can't put your hand on it to make it actually come to light. And now it's coming to light. So it's just going to take a little extra time and a little extra learning, observing and thinking about the situation, and maybe just through communication itself. But you're definitely going to get the Ace of Pentacles at the end. It says that it's a good time to see the achievement come together, to see you to get finally on the same page, if that's the problem, about the situation. So you can take advantage of all these things And if it was just a lot of it in the imagination for some of you, and really bringing that to light, you know, you can figure, well, good, because you know what? Sometimes the imagination encourages us to study the situation, to really bring that into light, right? So it's a very good thing. That way, you know, any windfalls that you have, you can turn them around and learn from the situation. That feels like what it is. We kind of had a windfall over here, but I've learned something from this situation. You know, I learned that that's not the way it's going to be. That's not the way it has to be. We can change this all around, you know, and come up with a better situation, something that can actually grow. Instead of feeling like, you know, maybe we're outgrowing each other, we can learn to grow together and use everything we have to really blossom and make fruit, this fulfillment of wishes, you know, come through. Yeah, a lot of pampering too. I see that, you know, whether you need to pamper them or they're pampering you, it feels like the whole situation in its own way needs some kind of pampering through these shock waves that are going on. You know, but it's nothing that you can't deal with. I know it feels very, you know, overwhelming, but in seriousness, it just feels like once you start really opening up your heart and your imagination in the right ways and actually really getting this going, you're going to see this beautiful shift and this beautiful outcome coming as you guys are shifting together, or whether or not you are just shifting your own energy towards the situation. Okay. And major arcana for the day looks like it's going to be the Empress, because you need to really open up your heart chakra and really use your compassion towards the situation to really get to the prosperity, right? And really take that risk. So another great major arcana right here is really finding the leaps and bounds and going beyond, and really knowing that this is a hopeful situation in which, you know, sometimes we have to take a different kind of risk to make things actually start maturing and blossoming for ourselves. Don't give up on, you know, don't give up on this situation. No reason to, because it does just feel like it is just missing kind of a little missing link over here. Okay, my friends, until next time, peace and love. Bye-bye.